Yo, yo, what's up?
Welcome, Jon Sherfey, to the pod. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What's up, bro?
This is our second Jew in a row. We're banking these early.
Yep.
So,
You don't have to do it anymore.
well, so when the anti-Semitism claims come pouring in, we have backup. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. We're just covering our trails.
Yeah. We're covering our asses. But yeah, we were just talking about your trip to Israel. That's such a fascinating thing that they do, man.
Yeah, it is pretty wild. Like, I went when I was 16. I didn't do the Birthright experience, but it's similar, you know, where they just kind of bring you there and they're like, isn't this place awesome? Like, they actually brought us, like, one time, like, they had us talk to, like, Palestinian kids our own age, and they just sat us there and, like, you guys can talk. And they were like, it's not that bad. And we're like, let's go back to fucking McDonald's and shit. Like, I was just not even trying to talk to them, but that was some clearly propaganda shit.
That is so manipulative. Have you talked to Palestinian kids?
Yeah, they were telling us how, you know, don't believe what you hear. Like, it's pretty good over here.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, that's like us having Jews on the podcast. You know, that's about as manipulative.
Yeah.
Just to prove to the rest of the world. Yeah, it's like, I can't be racist. Look at my black friend.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's tough. But yeah, it's the whole thing, just, it made me laugh comparing it in my head to, like, an NCAA recruiting tour. Like, how they bring those kids to the schools. Apparently, they try to get you laid in a similar way, too.
Yeah, that, like, on Birthright, I think we were a little too young to get, like, the beautiful IDF mommies on us. But, like, if you're, like, 18 and shit and you go there, like, they'll have, like, Israeli women, like, just flirt with you and shit. Just so you, like, leave that place, like, this is my home. You know, because that's what they want, is to be like, you know, that's the Jewish home.
Yeah.
That's Israel.
That's sick, dude. Jewish girls, historically nice titties, too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
This is true. Yeah. And IDF girls are hot as shit. Gal Gadot is an IDF girl.
Ooh.
I mean, talk about that as an
any
average.
Israeli girl is IDF.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Wow.
suppose, yeah, just by default.
But I know people that, like, after that trip when we were 16, they joined the IDF. They're, like, currently in the IDF.
Oh, really?
Because, you know, they had such a
Such a good time.
eye-opening time, I guess, when they went there.
Yeah.
Minus, though, how terrible they are as people. Like, at least the government, like, great country. You should go.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, but, you know.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. It tends to happen, like, when a war like this is going on, people start to, like, paint this really broad brush. I would imagine the vast majority of Israelis are very good people, and it's just, like, a handful of people in the government that are...
Yeah, they don't, like,
They're on
generally,
one.
I think they kind of believe, like, you know, they drink the Kool-Aid. They don't really love Palestinians like we must kill them. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I went during a war. Like, the day after I got there, like, a war started.
No shit.
Yeah. At one point, we were, like, driving through some, like, near, like, Jordan, I think, and they're like, everyone, like, shut up and put your heads down. Like, we're driving our bus through, you know?
Jesus Christ.
I got, like, you know, there was a bombshell, like, we'd, like, traveled the whole country, basically, like, except for, I guess Tel Aviv was, like, too dangerous or something.
Mm-hmm.
But they were, like, you know, we'd go to different hotels, and, like, there was, like, a bomb alarm went off, but the dude I was living with at the time, like, at the hotel, like, one of our friends, he's like, I gotta sleep with the TV on. Like, I can't fall asleep without it. And we, like, slept through the bomb alarm. The next morning, I was like, where were you guys?
It's like that scene in Fear and Loathing where he puts on the static on the TV.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, literally.
Oh, man. That's a funny thing to happen. Well, it's not obviously not funny, but, like, it's a funny thing to happen just in the context of, like, this sales pitch trip. Like, the whole reason of you being there is trying to convince you to live there. It's like, fuck, the bombs.
Yeah, just get them more McDonald's. They have, like,
Yeah.
I was, like, because, like, it was all American Jews and shit, so just, like, me and my fat friends going there. And, like, we're used to being at the summer camp and shit where it's, like, kosher or whatever, so, like, we'd be in Israel and, like, you know, they have great food there, but we were like, there's a McDonald's nearby, like, we're gonna go there.
Hell yeah.
So I had so much McDonald's there. They had these meals, like, Big Americans, they call them. It was, like, a special burger they have in Israel, where they're, like, way bigger than regular McDonald's. And me and my fat friends would get that, like, every chance we could, instead of getting, like...
That's amazing that there's a version of McDonald's outside of America with bigger servings. I would never have guessed that.
Called the Big American. I think it's like
American.
a novelty. I bet most Israelis are not fucking eating that slop. You know?
Yeah.
It's probably just...
It's more like a knock on America, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, those fat Americans. That's what every country thinks of us.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, they nailed it, but still.
It is objectively true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are fat. Our portions are insane. And we also put, like, sugar and weird preservatives in all of our food. in a way that the rest of the world just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like
A lot of our ingredients are like outlawed in like Britain and shit. We
Yeah.
can't even like serve it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I base all my items that I order. I'm like, how big is this gonna be? You know what I mean? What's the price to size?
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's healthy though.
No, definitely not,
I think most
dude.
people
But I do
are
the
not
same
in the
thing.
mood for
I do
it.
the same thing though.
Yeah, you got to.
What's funny is when I was in college and I was rowing crew, I was never a good athlete, but like in this one period of my life, I was working out all the time, and so my appetite was through the roof. And for the first time and only time in my life, American serving sizes actually made sense to me. It's like this actually keeps me on track to hit my like macros for the day. This insane amount of food. And I just love the idea that like the whole strategy behind it is we're trying to get like Americans jacked as fuck.
Yeah, yeah. But instead of doing like your 30-minute lunch break, you're just wolfing down like 3 McDoubles, and you're like,
Right.
this will keep me fueled for the day.
Keep me fueled for my cubicle.
Yeah. Just take a nap afterwards. That's how you know a meal's hitting.
Yeah. Oh,
If
it's
you
the
wanna
best.
Immediately fall asleep after
Yep.
you eat it.
Which apparently you're not supposed to do.
Nope.
But it's the best feeling in the world.
Oh,
But dude,
so
tell me
good.
about these bombs dropping. That must have been terrifying.
I don't know. I think I was just like, it seems safe there. Like, you go there, everyone's got guns and shit. I'm like, they'll take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were like, I wasn't in the bomb shelter. I was having a nice night's sleep or whatever. But like, one of the girls was like crying and like bawling her eyes out and shit. But I think we were all just like, Kara's a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? We were like just like dumb kids.
It's so funny how different things can grab people at different times. Like I remember, I may have already told this story, so listener, forgive me if I have. But when COVID hit, I was in the Peace Corps, and it was the first time in the Peace Corps' history that they've done a worldwide evacuation. So like they brought everybody to their various consolidation points, which in the case of Peace Corps Colombia was a hotel in Barranquilla. So everybody in Peace Corps Colombia was all in the same hotel at the same time. And I had just gotten there, and we're still getting news about like this incipient pandemic. We're about to get flown home. It's like a code red situation, right? And like I get to the floor that my hotel room is on, and I couldn't have been more relaxed. I was actually kind of excited. I was like,
There is some fun to it where you're like, oh, look at this. Like,
yeah,
hustle and bustles are going on.
something's happening.
This is something new. This is new.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like when the George Floyd riots happened. I was like, ooh, this is fun. You know, like Targets
It was
getting burned
kinda
down and
bizarre.
shit. Yeah.
I was walking around Boston near like Fenway, and it was just like deserted, except for like cops and like riot gear and shit. And I was like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah. But anyway, I get to the floor that my hotel room's on, and there's a girl bawling her eyes out towards the end of the hallway, being comforted by a couple other volunteers. And this is how out of it I am. I literally went up to her and was like, Grace, what's wrong? Why are you crying? She was like, what are you talking about? Like, there's a pandemic. Everybody's dying. We're going home.
I had the same experience. My parents were overseas visiting my sister in London because she was going to school there at the time, and my other sister and I were just home, and my sister's freaking the fuck out. She's like, "Oh, mom and dad might not be able to come home. What if they get stuck in London for this whole thing?" And I'm just like, "What do you mean, dude? Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine." And then, like, literally a day later, it was not fine anymore, dude. It was
Yeah, I really didn't
fucking
think COVID
everything
was
shut down, dude.
was gonna be that. At school, I remember they're like, we might shut down, and I was like, do you think we'll be back like by the end of the semester? And everyone's like, no. Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh.
I don't think that's that unreasonable of a reaction on your part. I mean, that's what all the authorities were saying. It was like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
14 days.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then it just kept being 2 weeks.
Then it just kept being 2 weeks.
Everyone kept leaving too. You know what I mean? They're like, starting now. You know,
Right,
everyone
yeah.
would leave, and then it's like, I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I stopped being I was pretty nervous, like, at first, just getting home and realizing, like, I'm about to move back in with my 70-year-old mother, and, like, if I've caught this thing from the airport, then, like, that could be a real problem for her.
Yeah.
But she and I both got over that within, like, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It wasn't... I remember...
70?
Yeah.
It's pretty old.
Yeah, my parents were older.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
They made it just under the wire. I think a couple more years, particularly on my dad, and I would have been autistic for sure.
Yeah.
Like, apparently, like, I saw some stat on this. It's like after 40, if a guy has a kid after 40, the chances for autism go up like 80%.
Really?
It's like crazy.
I always assumed like the guy was fine and was on the lady's eggs.
Dude, that actually makes sense because Theo Von said his dad was like 50 something when he was born.
Yeah, I mean, look at Barron Trump. Barron's the only kid that Trump had with Melania.
Yeah.
Probably when he was in his 60s, and that kid is retarded.
Yeah, but he's like going to be a superstar athlete if he wants.
Yeah, he's also
7 feet
yeah,
tall.
dude, get that kid some coaching for basketball, dude.
He's also the son of a billionaire former president. Like, I think he's gonna
Yeah,
gonna be fine.
Dude, someone outside needs a
had
break
kids,
check.
like
Pacino,
had
yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a pitiable situation for sure.
both the Corleones
Yeah.
popping out kids.
Yeah, I'm popping out autists
Yeah.
to keep the family going.
Yeah. That's so crazy though, where it's just like, I'm not wearing a condom. I'm not pulling out. Like I'm 80 years old. But it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be dead in
I'm
5
coming
years.
inside of you.
I mean, they probably got trapped. You know.
I guess the ladies are
Maybe,
probably like,
yeah.
I'm good. You
Yeah,
know,
now
like,
they're set.
Yeah, they're set for life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's the funniest perspective is like their other kids that they actually had real relationships with for all those
Yeah.
years that are now going to get cut out of the will because he fucked some 22-year-old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Al Pacino looks wild nowadays too, dude.
He's looked wild for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just keeps progressively getting bad.
Nobody knows when to stop with the plastic surgeries, dude.
Well, I think once you start, it's like, well,
Yeah, no
Right.
going back
Yeah.
now, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
gotta even it out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then you're like aging parts, like this is like out of place, you know, compared to all this Botox and shit.
True, yeah.
Right.
Get the whole thing done.
Yeah.
I wish more people would Michael Jackson themselves, dude.
Yeah. Just race
Just
swap.
look crazy.
Yeah.
And fucking
That'd be
yeah.
wild
Well,
if that
Sammy
was, like,
Sosa.
socially acceptable, where it's just like, oh, you're black now. That's pretty sick.
yeah.
Congrats. What made you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, MJ did straight up whiteface for the latter years of his life.
Yeah.
And I don't think I mean, black people still ride for him.
Well, I think it was like he was gonna be like he would have had like vitiligo, right? Like where like have you ever seen those black people
Right,
that have,
yes.
like, white? So he's like, I'm just gonna go full.
Right,
full
yeah.
white.
Yeah.
And now vitiligo's like popular. It's like fashionable. It's like in.
If
Yeah, that
you're
girl
attractive, yeah.
that
True,
yeah,
yeah.
that
In
model
that
that
case,
model made it
right.
She'll
made it
be in
cool.
whatever the fuck, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, like that Down syndrome Victoria's Secret model.
Exactly,
It's like
yeah.
Down syndrome's the new black.
Is that what they were saying?
No, I wish though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was so bizarre. I wonder what you guys thought of that. Like this Down syndrome Victoria's Secret model, because it's like Victoria's Secret is for jacking off. Like it's lingerie. It's for sexual gratification. Are we? What are the ethics of jerking off to somebody with Down syndrome?
Yo, she's downs, I'm downs, dude.
Yeah, I mean, they picked like a pretty hot one, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they better have. She's definitely hotter than some of the non-Downs models that they've thrown in our faces these past few years.
I was gonna say, imagine being the girl that like got
Who lost
didn't get
that
picked under like not to her, dude.
Yeah, you've been starving yourself and like making yourself puke and like working
Like,
out
they hired
6
what?
hours a day for the past 15 years.
They hired a what?
That's a dream's over, you know?
Oh, fuck.
Oh man, that's,
dad just
that's
like-
an episode of America's Next Top Model that I would want. I definitely
Yeah,
want to
that'd be
see.
sick.
All downs?
No, just one Downs
just one
coming
Downs.
in
Against
sweep.
all of them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just crush.
That would be crazy. Or
Yeah,
it's
'cause
just
Tyra
like,
Banks
or if it's
would
just
be like-
first round, they're like, I'm sorry, but you're off the show.
We're gonna let you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what we were thinking. Like you're obviously.
I didn't like how you walked the runway.
Yeah, yeah.
You kind of stumbled every step, right?
Yeah, it seems like that era of like the fat models and the like deliberately just not hot Victoria's Secret models. I think they're coming back around on that. Like their new CEO had a sick quote about it. I forget what it was. I could look it
About
up, I
not
suppose.
using fat models and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He just put it really frankly in an interview. He's just like, yeah, we're doing hot people now. Like,
True.
it's like it's
True.
time.
Yeah, it is hard when you're like seeing.
Didn't
someone
like
that's,
Hollister
out
or
of shape.
something get in trouble for that? One of those
Like where they only hire like.
Aeropostale or
in
some
shape
shit like
people.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like if you go to one of those stores and you see like.
I think Lizzo ruined the fat thing for
Yeah,
fat
you're
models.
like, if I buy this bathing suit, I'm gonna look like Lizzo.
Yeah.
You're like, well,
God
no,
damn it.
I'm trying to look like the hot one.
Yeah.
But some of those plus size models are kind of hot. You know, I'm not hating on.
I mean, there's definitely ones that you can tell, like, just by the facial, like, bone structure. If this woman lost 200 pounds, she would look phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's, like, a balance to it. I don't know how many of them are morbidly obese.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, here we go. We market to who we sell to, and we don't market to the whole world. We attempted to do a television special for plus sizes in 2000. No one had any interest in it. Still don't.
Damn.
Still don't rules. Yeah. Victoria's Secret's back. Oh, about trans. That's even tougher. That's an even tougher one. Although, I don't know, with enough, like, airbrushing and Photoshop, like, a trans person is fully passing. Particularly a hot one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's bullshit too.
Yeah, but in lingerie, dude, what are they gonna fucking?
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, hey, maybe they got it chopped.
Yeah, pre-op lingerie would be tough.
Yeah.
Post-op, obviously, fine. But,
yeah.
But what were you saying is bullshit, Con?
Well, like, they're only selling to people that could be models. It's like, no, you're not. You're at, like, the malls across America. You're telling me in, like, the Victoria's Secret in Kansas, like, I'm sorry, like, you're not a model. It's like, no, you're gonna fucking take their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he means, like...
I think it's the illusion, the brand.
Exactly.
Of Victoria's Secret is like,
yes,
the
aspiration. In order to have this, you must be hot. So if you bought it, therefore you're hot.
Yeah. I think that's what.
True, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it with that one. Definitely.
That has literally bothered me my entire life. Like, I remember being a little kid walking. I grew up in New York and just walking around New York and seeing these billboards with these unbelievable looking people in all manner of clothes, and just thinking, like, they're clearly, even as a kid, like, the angle here is clearly to make people think, oh, I'll look that hot. Yeah. If I buy that jacket or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, that person can pull off anything. You could put them in a fucking pirate hat, they would look good. Like,
yeah, I mean, what a blessing, you know what I mean? Just to be born and be like, I'm super hot.
Yeah, it must be nice.
That's just like, you got it made.
Yep.
Oh, pretty privilege is so real, it's like dark. It's dark. They've done studies, like there's some that are kind of funny. Like, they did one on a college campus where they had somebody... Like, they had two people, like a conventionally attracted person and a conventionally unattractive person, do the exact same thing, just in the middle of, like, a crowded quad at, like, noon on a Tuesday or whatever, just sort of drop everything that they were holding and then go into the awkward motions of, like, picking up their books and pencils and all that shit. The attractive person gets helped instantly. Yeah. And people stop, they're like, oh my God, let me help. The unattractive person, people would step over them. It was like...
Spitting on them.
They're like, fuck you.
Yeah, but at the same time, nerd. Everyone that tried to help that, like, hot girl out, too, was like, what are you doing after this? Can I help you, like, pick up your... Can I carry this to your apartment? Like, do you live nearby? Where do you live? You know? So, like, that's, like, the downside of it.
Immediately getting hit on.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's what... Yeah, if I were one of these hot people... Like, if I were from the hot people delegation, like, arguing that we weren't getting abused, I'd be like, look, you don't understand what it's like. Like, you never get hit on. You know how annoying it is?
Do you know how many drinks I have to turn down?
Yeah.
You know how awkward that is to say no?
Sometimes I just want to go to a bar and have a conversation with my friends, and I don't want every single person in there to try to take me home.
That'd be nice, though. Like, if you ever get bought a drink, you really do feel like a bad bitch. You're like, wow, I'm drinking for free right now.
Yeah,
dude, that's a great point. As a guy, if I ever get bought a drink, it makes me incredibly suspicious. Like, I got bought a drink at the Tam once. I was like, this person has got to be trans. Like, I was convinced.
Only guys buy people drinks.
Even though I had no evidence. It was like a decent looking lady, but I was like, there's just no way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever been bought a drink by a woman. But when the fellas will be like a random dude at the bar is like, one on me. I'm like,
that
wow,
rules.
You're the man.
That does rule, yeah.
That rules.
Start look at you getting fucking ladies are buying you drinks. Like, yeah.
Again, I don't know if it was like, I don't know. She could have just been trying to trick me.
Oh, you probably just fumbled a woman that was interested with you because you were so suspicious. More realistically.
That's a stat that I would like to see is like
that'll make you fucking kill yourself.
The life stats, like how many women you fumbled.
Yeah, I mean, in your life. That'll keep you up at night.
Yeah.
For sure.
I saw some quote once, and it's whoever said it is lost in my head forever, but it's like, a man's only true regret in life is missed sexual opportunities. Mm-hmm. And I find that to be, at 29 years of age, I find that to be completely true. Like, I've made colossal mistakes in my life. Like, crashed cars and, like, fucked up relationships. But, like, nothing bothers me as much as, like, the girl in high school that was throwing it at me that I was just too dumb to realize.
feel like I was just always like too scared and shit. Where I'm like, oh, if I tell her like I'm down, like she'll take it back and make fun of me.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, now she fucking like they're not scheming against me.
Yeah.
Why don't I just do that?
Yeah, where does that paranoia come from? Because I had the exact same feeling. Is somehow this is going to turn into some major embarrassment for me, as if going after a romantic opportunity is at all embarrassing.
Well, it's as if like being like an awkward like freak isn't way more embarrassing than just like pursuing the clear signs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, now in hindsight, instead of just being like, oh, you know, I hooked up with this guy, it was whatever. It's like, oh, that guy that like wouldn't make eye contact with me, and then, like, is it a completely awkward?
Told me his mommy was calling him and he had to leave.
Yeah. Man, I wish I fucked him.
Shit.
And it's crazy too. I feel like back then was like the opportunities were way more bountiful. Just back when like in high school and college. And shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Now women are like have their shit together and are like, no, I'm you know what I mean?
Well, now they know their value. That's the main thing. I remember from high school to college, that was the big jump off. Like in high school, I had a chance with. I'm pretty sure I had a chance with virtually any girl in my high school, just because because I was so good looking, but because they had no idea how hot they were. So like they were. Yeah.
Sounds like you might be part of the hot people delegation, bud.
No,
I don't think I've ever had the thought that I.
No, I just went to a tiny.
Anyone in my high school.
Let me clarify. I went to a tiny high school. I had 70 kids in my class.
Oh,
so wow. This is not that good of a brag. And by the way, by the time we graduated, if I ever saw them again, I had no chance whatsoever. Because again, they just didn't realize like if you have C-cup tits, you run the world.
Did you live in like a secluded area, or it was just like a small town?
Yeah, I went to school in Chestnut Hill. I went to Beaver, you know it?
Like Chestnut Hill, like where BU is and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
Well, Chestnut Hill where BC is.
Oh, BC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's a Shake Shack over there.
Eagles Deli, dude? You ever eaten there?
I've been to Eagles. Eagles rules, dude.
That place is the best, dude.
Eagles was featured on Man vs. Food.
Yep.
You ever
I want
watched
to
that?
do one of those challenges so bad, dude.
Me too.
Bro, the Eagles Deli. Go look up the Eagles Deli channel. Pull it up,
those
dude.
Are
that shit's...
And I don't like the
that
food
shit's
challenges
insane, dude.
that have time limits on them. Where it's like 30 minutes. It's like, I'm already eating 4 pounds of burger. Like, can I just give me at least some leisure to fucking eat it?
Yeah.
I don't like that, but I would. I think I could do a big pizza challenge. I could crush a pizza.
Big omelets. Those ones seem not so bad.
I wouldn't want an omelet.
I like omelets, dude.
Just
like omelets.
dude,
really
after
omelets
a while, because here's the problem with the omelet: is a cold pizza is good, and you're going to be eating it for a long time, so it's going to get
cold egg is bad.
Cold egg is,
you're right.
Is god awful. Cold burger also pretty tough.
The burger thing, they fuck up the ratio of the burger. Give me 5 burgers and I'll eat it. But if you're gonna have 8 patties that are a pound each with only 2 buns, you know what I mean, a regular bun, it's like that's not even a burger anymore.
Yeah, now I'm eating ground beef with my hands.
Yeah. I may as well just be digging into a cow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just lay a dead cow on the table.
And you're gonna do like 5 pounds of fries with that one.
Yeah,
the Eagles Deli
and the milkshake. It's like fuck you.
The those are the most brutal. Just anything dairy, like.
Yeah,
it'll dairy.
Fill the belly up.
I feel like it's a real lifestyle choice. Like, at least online, it's like these guys, this is their thing.
Oh, yeah,
for sure. You
sure.
don't just do one food challenge. You're like, I live my life
No, this is what I'm doing.
Challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm a competitive
plan my
eater.
Vacation around. It's like, Philly, I didn't go to Philly. I went 20 minutes outside of Philly. And I got 20-pound pizza. It's like, what a great use of your vacation time, dude.
Yeah, dude, the effect that, like, these internet trends must be having on parenting is so goddamn funny. Like, we think about that. Do you watch that kid who, like, jumps into things? Like, he stands on, like, a picnic table.
Fuck this shit!
The fuck this shit. Yeah. Just imagine being his parents. And, like, he's killing it online. Imagine being the parents of the kid who's like, all right, I'm going to eat a ghost pepper. And I might have to go to the hospital afterwards. But it's going to do well on YouTube.
Those dudes' body, like, they're sweating before the challenge, those food-eating guys.
Yep.
Because they constantly have meat sweats. Like, they just have it 24/7.
Yeah.
Like
There's always meat in their system, that's why.
Those dudes are dying at 50, guaranteed.
Yeah.
I like the idea that their bodies are adapting to it, though. They can see it. They're sweating anticipatorily. Like, they see it coming. Like, all right, let's get pumped.
Yeah, I mean, the delusion to think that you can, like, your gym exercises, at Planet Fitness are gonna outwork like
Yeah.
all the food.
30,000 calories in a sitting, dude.
Gym, that's why my shirt's so big. It's so strong.
That would be a sick thing for Planet Fitness to start advertising around, because they basically, I mean, like, Planet Fitness is not for getting in shape.
They serve like food there.
They serve pizza and cookies. It's insane. It's insane.
I bet if like you really wanted to, and you're like $10 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're capping the limit of pizza you can have. They're not like one slice per member, you know.
Oh,
you can,
I see
like,
what
make
you're
that
getting at.
worth it.
Yeah.
And be like, no, I just eat for free. I don't even go to the fucking gym. I just eat for free on Fridays.
Yeah, I go in the sauna and sweat out my pizza and then leave.
Honestly, you can make it worth your while.
Yeah.
Take two slices home, eat those for dinner. Yeah, you could literally eat for free if you did that.
I've been like that at every restaurant I've ever worked at. Just crushing leftovers. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I was always upset at, like, I used to work at P.F. Chang's, and, like, the family meal was always a little too small for my liking, where I was like, I want to eat a lot more, guys. Like, I always felt bad, too, because I was just always at mad time. I'd work, like, the day shift there, and all, like, the cooks were busy and shit, and they'd have to, like, finish my scraps of the family meal after I got first dibs, because I wasn't doing shit.
Were you the only white person working there?
Maybe.
Yeah, what are the diversity quotas like at P.F. Chang's?
Not a lot of Asian. I mean, it's like a regular kitchen, I feel like,
Really?
A lot of, like, Hispanic and shit.
Yeah, I suppose.
But, like, the waiters, I mean, there was white people there, I guess. It was, like, I don't know. It was in Boston. It was, like, a fairly diverse workplace.
Yeah.
Minus Asian people. I guess the one thing you'd want from P.F. Chang's. Or from a
Right,
Chinese restaurant.
exactly. There's certain cuisines, most cuisines actually, where, like, I really do want to see, like, if you go to a taqueria and a white person is making your burrito, you're a little disappointed.
Yeah.
If you go to a sushi restaurant, I don't know if I've ever seen a white person behind the counter at sushi.
Dude, Louis' joke
Yeah, I
about
guess there's a bit of a
sushi
learning
insincerely
Which
is
one?
one of my favorites of his joke.
What did he say?
He's like, I went into a sushi restaurant and they were like almost closed. But I was like, oh, you guys open? And they were like, yeah. So I ordered a bunch of sushi, but he doesn't really like sushi. So, because he felt bad. So he ordered a bunch to pay for it. And then he's like, the lady came up and like, oh, you know Finnish? And he's like, that's what she said. Like, I'm not going to say she said, you're not going to finish.
Yeah.
Because that's not what she said. And then he does like the really dramatic one. Like, oh, you know, it's fucking so funny, dude. That makes me cry laughing I've seen it 100 times and I laugh every single time, dude.
Like, sushi is the closest I get to a food challenge. Just like all you can eat sushi. That's the only time I eat sushi, because I feel like I was introduced to it in the all you can eat fashion.
And now you
That
can't
I
eat
just
it.
get like a roll.
That's
I'm
true.
trying to eat
That's
the
another
pizza
one
all
that's a
you can
bold move. You're eating all you can eat of fish that's sitting out. I suppose, although you
No,
just
they'll
have
make
them
it-
make
they'll
it.
make
Yeah,
it
you
for
have
you.
them make it continuously. It's not just some, naked lady lying there with fish piled up on
I
her.
would like to try that, though.
Yeah, of
Go to
course.
Japan and get the nice batty with the sushi on it.
Yeah, that is a weird combination of things. Like,
It's a weird thing that where it's like, this is a high class event.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
this is
anything-
actually very classy that we're eating it off this bitch's pussy.
It's like,
Yeah.
really, because our equivalent of that in America is like wings at a strip club, which is not classy at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Atlanta, I think that's a classy move.
Houston.
Maybe
too.
not that classy,
Yeah.
but like it's not like as trashy as it would be here.
Well,
It's hilarious.
The
Like,
NBA player-
in Atlanta.
Lou Williams, he got caught going to a strip club before a game or something, or like after a game, and he said that his quote was that I was only there for the wings, like I only stopped
That's
in to
real,
get
though.
food.
Yeah. Hey, I
Which
mean,
is
if
hilarious.
you're good enough, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've never wanted to, like, I've obviously gotten horny during meals before, just by accident. But I've never been pumped about that. That's always been like an inconvenience.
I don't
for
think
me.
that's the goal though. I think it's more like, look how like opulent we are that we're eating off this beautiful woman. I don't think everybody
Yeah,
thinks,
right.
like, God, I'm so fucking.
I'm
That's all
rock.
they can talk about.
I'm fucking rock hard right now, dude.
Yeah, that is a weird combo, I guess, at the strip club.
Yeah.
Like, well, I am still hungry too.
Yeah.
It's like a weird combo, you know, like smoking while having sex or whatever, like smoking, getting head.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do I even want that?
That
You know, do I
I'm
need to
pro.
eat?
That
You
one
know?
I'm pro. That one I'm pro.
Yeah,
I think
it's
weed
cool.
is great for sex, in my experience. Although it can go either way. It can be really good, or you can get in your head and then
You're just like, what the fuck am I doing?
You're like, what am I doing to this poor woman?
Just looking at all the posters on the wall and shit.
Yeah. I wonder if she knows I'm thinking this.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's like every weed experience, I feel like.
Yeah, especially nowadays, it's so fucking strong. Like, I don't remember the last time I haven't had, like, a mild overdose on weed, you know?
Bro, I literally can't
it's
smoke weed
smoking
anymore.
too much is really the issue. Because it's the same with eating. This is how I eat. I eat, right?
Yeah.
Until I'm like, I don't feel good eating.
Yes.
That's not how you're supposed to eat. You're supposed to eat, and then you're not hungry, and you go, that was a nice meal. I'm going to live my life now. But that's not how you eat till you can. And that's how that's how most people smoke. They just pass it around until they're like, I'm good.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is the American way. We do things until we can't, which is not how you're supposed to do it.
Well, but the other thing, growing up with, like, smoking around your friends, you didn't want to be the first one to tap out either.
Yeah.
So that kind of just sticks with you, I feel like. Like, oh, I'm not a pussy. I'm not going to only hit it 3 times. And
and getting that high is almost, that's the objective. But then when you're like...
Once you're that high.
Grocery shopping, you're like, oh, this was a bit...
Right.
Yep.
When did you first start smoking weed? High school, presumably,
like
right?
14, probably.
14?
Yeah,
Nice.
high school.
I think
I didn't start, like, smoking until I was, like, probably 18. And then I was, like, smoking every day type shit.
What was that like? I didn't smoke that early. I smoked at, like, 16 or 17. But, like, from all of my friends that told me about smoking at 13, 14, that they just described it as being much more, like, mind-blowing.
Yeah, you would definitely get, like, ripped, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I would smoke sometimes. I'd have, like, Frisbee practice. I was on the Ultimate Frisbee team, not to brag.
Same, dude.
You were?
Ultimate rules.
Yeah, Ultimate does rule. I was never very good, but I would smoke sometimes before, and I just remember being, like, so fucking high and just, like, this is a mistake, like, running drills and shit. Just, like, because, like, we'd have to run, because it's a sport. And, like, I was never good at running and shit, so I was always be like, I wish I was high, that would make this better. Then I would get high and do it, and I'm like, this is so much fucking worse. Like, exercising when you're high, your cardio just, like, goes down, like, 1,000,000%.
I like getting high for some, like, weightlifting workouts.
Yeah,
that can be nice, but eventually you just get tired.
Yeah.
And you, lose that focus, and you're like, oh, this is not great.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
I'm amazed when I hear about pro athletes getting high before things, like NBA players smoke weed before games. Yeah. It's like your reactions have to be so fucking tight.
Yeah.
For an NBA game.
It's crazy because like you can convince yourself it's better and shit, but like it's objectively slower reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Like there's no arguing that your reactions are slower.
Yeah, there's literally nothing under the sun that a committed enough pothead hasn't claimed weed helps them do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm kind of glad but now that it's legal, people can stop making those arguments about fucking everything.
Yeah, it's like just do it or don't. It doesn't matter anymore. Stoner
culture kind of died when weed's legal. It's a shame. Like there used to be like Bob Marley posters if you smoked weed and shit. But now it's like that like subset of people is like gone.
Yeah.
Now it's just weed is just a regular thing, Yeah. It's kind of sad.
It's something I thought about a lot when they first started legalizing it, is for a while, even though virtually everybody I knew had smoked weed at least once in their life, like experimentally, it was still this sort of unspoken like club we were all in, you know?
Yeah.
And now that's gone. It was never like that for drinking, you know?
No.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe in like prohibition times or something like.
Yeah.
But I guess, I don't know, it doesn't seem as fun, just like the drunk, you know what I mean? That's not like the same as like a stoner, like...
No, but they would do that type of shit, though. They would go to like speakeasies and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Some prohibition drinking sounds pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like the invention of the speakeasy and everything being underground, it's all run by the mafia, so in an environment where they're serving alcohol, everything else goes as well.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be women and gambling and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like just doing it when it's like illegal is more... Like drinking in public is great. Just drinking outside with a nice paper bag.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It's awesome going on the train drinking. You're like, this is way better than drinking in a
bar. So many of those experiences. On the train in high school, going to like the House of Blues with like a Poland Spring of the most disgusting vodka possible that we convinced ourselves we needed.
Caldwell's vodka.
Oh, God.
That was like $5 pints. We used to get that in high school.
Oh, man. It's the kind of shit, like, even if you mix it, it tastes awful.
Yeah, we used to drink it with Powerade, and it was absolutely atrocious, dude.
Oh, man.
It was disgusting.
I'm just now at this stage, like, starting to be able to appreciate the difference between, like, a good and a bad wine. Like,
I'm still not there yet.
I'm
still not
barely
there yet.
getting there. And, like, but with anything else, I can tell if something is truly god-awful, but beyond that, I'm useless. Like, the idea of somebody spending, no, I can't do that. Yeah. It's just like an aftertaste thing. It's literally just like how smooth it is.
Yeah.
I do like going, like, if they ever have, like, free wine tastings or whatever, those are must hit.
Yeah, those are great. Yeah.
I mean, you can get fucked up off wine. Wine will hit you good.
They're always at, like, 3 in the afternoon, too. Like, the summer day.
Yeah, dude.
Just like, this is starting off good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is a good way to way to get the night going.
Yeah, wine is the only alcohol that has made me feel like there's a specific kind of drunk associated with it. Like, I get horny faster on wine drunk than anything else. But beyond that, I don't notice a difference between the other drunks. Like, I don't understand people that are like, oh, I can't drink tequila because I'll fucking kill a guy.
I don't think, like, the mixing is real either. I'll say it. Like, liquor before beer, like, I'm on dark, I can't have light or whatever. It's like,
right.
That's fucking bullshit.
I follow the rules also, though. I've had bad nights when I do that shit, so I don't do it anymore.
Which one is it? Liquor, beer, or beer then liquor?
It's supposed to be liquor then beer, you're in the clear. There's the rhyme.
Okay.
Because I think, well, because
we have to make nursery rhymes for things,
yeah,
so we remember them.
The explanation I heard is that the carbonation from beer causes alcohol to process faster. So if you create that carbonated, like, lining in your stomach, then when liquor hits it, it goes faster.
But beer's supposed to be second, you're saying?
Yeah, you drink beer.
Yeah, they're trying to encourage you to not be so drunk. Like, that's what they're warning you about. Is like, you'll get too drunk too fast if you drink beer first. I think that's really just, like, that also makes sense in terms of, like, hard alcohol is just, it's harder, so it's going to hit harder.
Yeah.
So if you move on to that, you're less likely to stay in control.
I feel like
if anything
rhymes, it's real. You know what I mean? They could say anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the nursery rhyme thing. But yeah, no. I feel like either way, it's mixing in your stomach, though, so it can't be that much of a difference.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the kind of piece of information that I've taken with me for the past, like, 15 years of my life and never bothered to confirm. Yeah. Like, there's half of my worldviews are just stuff I picked up.
No, I do follow it.
It could have been from a college professor. It also could have been from, like, a literal homeless man. Mm-hmm. And they occupy the same space in my mind.
I had a friend from, like, Turkey, and his drinking rule, he's like, you're not supposed to eat before you drink. Because it gets you more fucked up. And he was telling us that, and he threw up everywhere. I was like, yeah, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah. Good call, bud.
And I feel like, I don't know if they have that for weed. If they have, like, weed rules.
I think it's probably similar. It's probably better to eat something beforehand. I've definitely noticed, like, weed and coffee, particularly on an empty stomach, can bring on the paranoia faster.
Yeah. Cause I don't know. I've never really bought into the whole indica sativa thing. Maybe I haven't tested it out enough, but I'm always like, I'm high, you know?
Right.
It feels like I smoked weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the main thing I'm feeling is weed.
Yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to the rush of, like, weed sommeliers we're about to have. People being like,
it's already happening.
It has notes of gay.
It's fucked up how, like, expensive the dispensary shit is.
That's true, yeah.
It's like way more expensive, like, even without taxes and shit.
Squeezing out the little man, dude. Mm-hmm. Squeezing out all our neighborhood dealers, forcing them to bump up to things like cocaine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just not good for anybody.
It's a shame. I feel like it's gonna happen with, like, mushrooms and shit. If that gets legalized too, they're just gonna be, like, mad expensive and shit.
Yeah.
They did that somewhere, didn't they? They just legalized mushrooms?
Oregon and I believe Colorado. They've legalized mushrooms. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
People are definitely gonna abuse that shit, though. Now that it's, like, readily available, you don't have to, like, do you know anyone that has it? You can just go to the store and be like,
yeah,
they have it. I'm gonna go and trip every
I'm gonna trip balls every single weekend.
The stories we're gonna hear out of high schools are gonna be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like a dude, kid, like, getting naked and throwing himself off a roof or something.
Yeah, I feel like when I was in high school, like, the box vapes were big, you know? Like those.
Oh, the big ones?
Yeah. Like, drip your own juice in.
Yep.
And then, like, in college, I was introduced to the Juul. Mm-hmm. But I just know if I was in high school at that time, that would have been everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Let alone like the weed cartridges and shit.
Yeah.
Tell them you can go to the bathroom and just hit a weed cartridge and like go back to gym class.
Yeah, exactly. Go play pickleball in the gym, dude.
Yeah. What I thought was so interesting about the Juul is that they managed to, like, for the first time, market nicotine in a way that actually was, like, acceptable to women. Because, like, women don't like to smoke a cigarette as much as a guy does, because they don't like how it looks and smells. And they definitely don't like dipping.
Yeah.
Like, dip, I agree with, but I feel like women a nice Virginia Slim. It can be elegant.
That's true. That's true. It's just not.
Depends
as
what kind of smoke cigarettes that they're smoking.
Marlboro Red is a man's
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm not saying exclusive by any means, but just not quite as common. Whereas the Juul, like, I got back from the Peace Corps, and literally everybody I knew had a Juul on them at all times.
Oh yeah,
it was astonishing.
Yeah, I mean, like the box vape, that's like a pussy repellent. You know what I mean? No
Yeah,
woman's like
yeah, for sure, dude.
Unless they're dipping and shit too, you know?
Right. Yeah, those things were fucking serious.
Dude, they were doing like tournaments for blowing clouds with those vapes.
Yeah, I've seen
that.
Those.
Was the gayest thing ever, dude.
Yeah,
that was the gayest straight thing ever. Yeah. I think.
But you're telling me, like, when you watch like Lord of the Rings and you see Gandalf making those crazy tricks with like the dragon and shit.
Yeah, but he didn't fucking drip juice into the fucking thing and go.
I'm saying that's pretty cool. If you could do that with like a cigar,
he did it out of a cool fucking pipe, dude. Yeah.
All right. The pipe. Yeah, I'm with you on the pipe.
Yeah, Gandalf was also a wizard.
What came first, though? You know?
It's so perfect that you bring him up.
What came first, the wizard or the pipe?
The overlap between like guys doing vape tricks and guys doing it because they think Gandalf fucking rules.
I'd like to see that.
That's a circle.
Well, it's hilarious that like I feel like anything you do that's cool is like subconsciously like so then like females will find me mateable. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So you're doing these box vape tricks, and in the back of your head, you're like, God, she's gonna want to fuck.
She's gonna see this. Yeah.
Wait till she sees me do this volcano on the table, dude.
Like the idea of like fucking it up and a girl seeing it and just being like, ugh, no.
Yeah, get those O's cleaner.
You're giving me the ick. This fucking pussy couldn't even blow O's.
The tornado thing on the table was kind of cool.
There were tons of cool ones.
First time I saw it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, what the fuck was that, dude? What are you doing there? Yeah, I had a Gandalf. I was like, fuck. We going to save the elves?
It's wild, too, that, like, those kids practiced and shit, too. They could have learned Spanish. They could have learned how to skateboard or something. Like,
right.
The amount of time.
Yeah, they could have had a good hobby.
You know what I mean? Like, I see, like, Guitar Hero clips on my Instagram reels where people are still doing
insane.
that. They could have learned guitar.
Yeah,
by this point, they could have learned.
Easily.
They could be in a band by now, for sure.
And not something where they're like, want to see this cool thing I have? Like, yeah, like, do you have Guitar Hero?
Do you have a PlayStation 2?
I was hyped when that came out, Guitar Hero 2. I was like, holy shit.
The third one was my favorite. Through the Fire and the Flames, the last song.
Through the Fire and Flames.
That is so hard.
Freebird on the second one was so sick.
But then Rock Band came out.
Rock Band also ruled.
Yeah.
But dude,
I was more of a Guitar Hero guy.
It's funny what it does to your mind. Like, I remember when those first came out, and I was, like, getting better and better at it. I did have that thought, because I was, like, 12, 13. I was like, man, if a girl saw me doing this, she'd be pumped. Like, I think it's impossible for a guy to get into anything without having that thought.
Yeah,
I think
that's why everyone does everything. You know what I mean? Like, why else are people going to the gym? Why else are people, you know?
No, it's true.
Learning how to
competitive
dance,
eating.
You know?
Right, but it just...
I mean, there's probably is something in I mean, maybe not, but in the women's brain that's like, God, he can hold so many calories.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
if
we're ever like stranded in some sort of drought situation, he's gonna be so full of nutrients.
Our child is gonna be so powerful.
Yeah.
This guy's like a fucking camel. He's ready.
Because that's the only reason we like titties and shit. It's like our kids are gonna be so full.
Yeah.
From all that milk.
Yeah, that's probably where feeders come from. You know, these guys that, like, their whole sexual fetish is they have a super fat girlfriend and they just like to give her food all the time. That's a real thing, if you don't know.
That's awesome for those women, dude. What a deal. You're like, not only do I not have to get in shape, it's bad if I get in shape. He's buying me all this delicious food. I get to eat as much as I want.
Yeah.
I wish I had, like, a girlfriend that was a feeder. Comes over with some pizzas and is like John, I noticed you haven't been eating as much Taco Bell recently.
You're like,
yeah, we have to have a serious conversation.
You're like throwing up.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
yeah. Do you have to keep up, or do you just keep feeding her?
I do think there would.
I feel like in your scenario, you have to keep up with what she's eating.
Yeah,
because that's
if
fun.
You're like, I want to go on a diet. She's like, this is not gonna. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, if you're in another, you're like, I want to get pegged. She's like, this isn't gonna work. You
well,
know?
the goal for a lot of these guys apparently it's like this backhanded power move thing where the objective is to get your girlfriend as immobile as possible,
so she can't leave.
That's their That's their long-term aim.
That is so fucked up to do though, and then like get tired of your girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, break. Yeah, get her to the point where she.
Working anymore. She's like, I'm 400 pounds now.
Yeah,
she can't leave.
I literally can't.
She can't get out of bed. She's just a starfish on the bed. Yeah, and you're like, this isn't working.
Yeah, I've been thinking that the only reason I feel like to lose weight is if you're that. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to lose some weight myself. You know, and it's such a waste of time.
Yeah.
Unless you're like literally gonna die, or you're trying to make like the high school wrestling team. There's literally no reason to fucking lose anyway.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Yeah, just find a woman who's into it.
Yeah,
you know.
I feel like it doesn't even matter. You can be in the gym and women will be like, that guy's still definitely like autistic as fuck. You know what I mean? Like as long as you're just like a normal person that can like talk, you should have.
That's all that matters, dude.
Like,
yeah,
getting any sort of sexual partner.
See, that's why I had options in high school. Is I was able to string together a coherent sentence. But I don't know. Maybe I wasn't so good at it as I thought.
Yeah, maybe it's settling in.
Yeah.
Man, I could have definitely been D1 if I just pushed myself a little harder.
Just Uncle Rico'd out.
Yeah. I had a friend that was trying to convince me. He's like, dude, if you do plyometrics, you can dunk. And I was like, no, I fucking can't. I'm wasting my time doing that shit. That's another thing that like women don't care about. That as a guy, like if I could dunk, all the ladies would be all over me. It's like not going.
I don't know. Pulling off a dunk in a game, and like having,
that is pretty cool.
Yeah, not like your rec league.
Right.
Like
yeah, not summer rec league. Like, let me throw on this home video I made.
Yeah, look at my N1 tape. It's pretty sick.
Yeah. That would be awesome, though. To be one of those guys that are like.
Be the N1 guys.
Like the professor.
Dude, the professor's still putting out content.
Yeah.
I see a professor reel from time to time.
That is sick.
Yeah, he rules.
I like the dudes who hit trick shot field goals, too. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Trick shot field goals?
Like really deep field goals or like crazy field goals.
I see them.
That's
like,
how
why are they in the NFL.
That's how young.
Like
that's the dude on the Atlanta Falcons, Young Ho Koo.
Oh yeah.
He started doing that. Like that's how he got like recruited. He was making videos online and posted them on like Instagram and shit.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
I feel like just being scouted for anything is like the dream.
Yeah.
Someone's just like you.
Yeah.
You're the only one in this room that knows what that feels like, man.
What do you mean?
You got scouted by Israel.
Oh, yeah. It did not work on. Oh my god, I could have fucked Israel if I wanted to.
Yeah, I could have fucked
fucking
Gal Gadot.
I really like. I still haven't done Birthright. Technically, free trip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But now's not a great time.
I would wait.
I also don't want to be like, guys, I'm going to Israel. You know, it's not anything you necessarily want to.
That would be something if you were in like a really big fight with your parents or your girlfriend or something. Just be like, fuck it, I'm going to Israel. Going to the West Bank. Then you'll be sorry.
Yeah. Join the IDF. They'll take me.
Yeah.
My sideburns are going to be so cool when I get back. You guys are going to be jealous.
Yeah.
That's just me not knowing. Those Jews don't have those cool sideburns. So
the Hasids do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
the
that's
tunnel
like,
Jews.
The tunnelers.
Yeah.
The tunnelers. There's two.
They got tunnels
there's a few
over there,
kinds
though.
of Jews. You have tunnel diggers. You have tunnel bombers.
Yeah.
And then you have just the regulars, who aren't
Comedians.
Yeah. Exact comedians. Yeah. No time in tunnels whatsoever.
Yeah.
I do get like there's this dude Modi. He's pretty funny. He's like an Orthodox Jewish comedian. I get on my reels.
Oh, really?
And he's just like, you know how your rabbis always, Sephardic rabbis are like this, when Ashkenazi rabbis are like this. And he kills. And I'm like, this dude rules.
Oh, I bet. I mean, I have this thought a lot with like, like Joe Coy is like this with, is he Hawaiian or from the Philippines? I forget.
He's Filipino.
Filipino, right? So he dominates every single Filipino in this country that's into comedy is a Joe Coy fan. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
John Leguizamo. I mean, George Lopez.
Yeah.
Gabriel Iglesias.
Maz
Jabrani.
Iglesias was real about just being fat too, which is nice.
Yeah.
Fluffy.
That's true.
That's universal.
That's a brilliant lane in terms of branding.
Yeah.
Like in America, branding yourself as the fat comic,
Yep.
like the
Not even
premier
just
fat
the
comic.
fattest. You think
Yeah.
you're fat? Go see Fluffy. You know?
I think Ralphie May had him beat.
But that's the tricky part about that lane is you can't go too hard or else you fucking die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I think Ralphie May had him beat.
Right.
He won.
Have you seen that
He
clip
won
of
the fat off, dude.
That's true. He won the fat off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only way
Having a heart
to
attack
truly-
in your hotel at 46 is winning the fat off.
Patrice O'Neal also won the fat off.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you win? Do you think? Is there a prize?
Legacy, I guess.
You get to check out of this.
I mean, especially
miserable
Patrice.
existence. I don't know.
All right.
I mean, especially Patrice.
The
is like-
sweet release.
Yeah, true. But Patrice is like
got
obviously
donuts
a
in
legend.
Yeah.
So
yeah, of course.
he's like my top 2 of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not number 1 though. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, he's funny. He had some unbelievable rants, and then some where you're like, dude, I don't know.
I was never like an O and A guy, to be honest. I like the guess, but I don't really like O or A. It's kind of the problem.
So Anthony
Yeah.
Cumia is going insane,
He's
dude.
just like wild.
Talk about
racist.
this is a great topic just in general for a comedy podcast. Is like the lanes that people go down. Cumia has gone so far down the racist lane.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's insane.
Amazing.
It's
Like,
crazy that that's just like
it's
a
fucked
real
up.
niche you can have, though.
I mean, not anymore. That shit is his, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's
Nobody's-
like a lane where you can be successful and be like, I'm racist. You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like my
Yeah.
point of view.
'Cause he always, like,
I'm
kinda tiptoed it.
unironically, racist.
He
Well,
tiptoed it. But like it seemed like he was just being funny about it.
What I would imagine is that like Opie and Anthony was so dominant that he could be pretty balanced and like talk about everything in a reasonable way across the board. And then podcasts came along and dominated the entire market of like talk radio comedy. At which point he had to zoom in on something.
Yep.
Zero in on something in order to stand out. And now his Twitter feed's unbelievable. It's like
Yeah.
I do not
It's
follow
nuts,
that.
dude.
I do not need to see. Twitter's racist enough as it is.
that's true.
Oh,
He-
speaking of tweets,
This is a guy who had no problem with Elon Musk taking over Twitter.
we should get some Meek Mill tweets on the horn and read them.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Is he still going off?
Probably. My favorite part, well, I have so many favorite parts about that whole situation.
It's
but,
so funny, dude.
I mean, the fact that he was putting out an album at that exact same time.
Yep.
So the idea that this was promo for Meek Mill's album.
I mean, there probably is some like PR person that's like, that is good promo, where it's like, here's the album rollout, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Drop the single, allegations that you got raped by Diddy, tweet about that for a while. All eyes are on you, you know? Perfect for the next single.
Right. You know what it makes me think of is like, you know those, I mean, this is very dark, but like there are services out there where if you want to kill yourself but you don't want to do it yourself, you can hire an assassin to kill you. Like Angelina Jolie apparently
Yeah.
did this and then like
And
called it
the
off.
guy talked her out of it,
Yeah.
which is pretty privileged.
That's absolutely pretty
If she was like disgusting looking, the guy would have.
Yeah, he would have done it.
He's like, I'm not killing
Alright.
those tits.
Yeah, but if he's
Yeah.
like, you're so hot, you should not die yet.
Chance the Rapper did a short film like demonstrating this whole reality. It's really good. I forget what it's called, but Google that shit. But yeah, that would be a funny way for a PR firm to operate. Just be like, look, you're not going to like our methods. So we're not going to tell you what we're going to do, but trust us.
It's gonna work.
Your sales are going through the roof.
I noticed here it says spanking is trending. Is that just your algorithm, or is that trending for?
That could be both. That could be both.
Trending in the United States, spanking.
Okay. You guys were you in frats?
Spanking is a
Either of you?
good punishment.
I was not, which was dumb because
I didn't go to college.
It was a huge part of my campus's
I like the social scene.
social scene. So like I don't regret like not getting alcohol poisoning and everything else that went along with it, but like
Yeah, I mean, I would like visit my friends sometimes for like a weekend, and I was like, this was sick, but like, thank God I don't have to do this every fucking week. Like, it's like exhausting to like drink like every day. Then like, I don't know.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I just didn't understand how guys that lived in the fraternities were able to sleep. Like, I have no...
Slide to that video on the bottom.
Oh, I've seen this before.
Professional spanking.
Professional spank.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is the natural,
How does one,
like... That was
become a
fucking
professional
weak.
spanker.
I don't know.
Is that a... Can I get recruit? Can I get scouted?
yeah.
Just post enough videos or like whatever.
Apparently, you need to have a.
ring this is.
I mean, how high up in the comments
All
do you
need
think?
is like a BBL.
I
You
would
need
be.
to have
I'd
a
be
fat
willing
butt
to
and a
bet
thigh
that-
tattoo is what it looks like.
All right, halfway there.
Could be an Olympics quiz.
I have my thighs tattooed.
I just got a fat rump.
Yeah, some dude watching that other slapping competition where guys actually hit themselves in the face, and it's like, all right,
Yeah, those are nuts. Where like
those are crazy.
you just take turns slapping each other until you inevitably pass out.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
I mean, Kenny's shown us the natural conclusion of this stuff, which is wrestling, but like true, like real
Dude.
violence. Like guys are hitting each other
You
with
gotta
like,
see some of this stuff. It's insane.
yeah, with like chunks of metal and glass and like. It's
But
horrendous.
It's like it's real fighting, or it's like WWE type shit.
It's
No,
like,
it's real.
like a Well, it's real. It's in a WWE kind of format where they're in a ring.
But is it like they know who's winning type shit, or is
No.
it like they're actually fighting?
No, they're just. I
They're
don't even
beating
know
the
if they're
shit
really
out of each
fighting
other,
as much as just trying to fuck each other up for the sake of it.
Holy shit! Dude just got slammed.
they like hit each other with like fluorescent bulbs, like slam.
I have trouble watching. It like upsets me.
They like
Guys
slam
are
panes
bleeding.
of glass. on
Somebody's
each
gonna
other
lose
and
an
shit.
eye doing that shit.
It's crazy with like this and like the slapping videos. It's like
Yeah, it's
you just do it because you love it. There is something like very pure about it because there's no career to it. It's
Oh, and there's
not very
also-
lucrative.
True.
There's no other reason to do it other than I guess like
For the love of the game,
love of
yeah.
it, and I guess because you also think like if the fat trucker women in the audience see this happen, they're gonna want to fuck me so bad.
there's also a thing. It's African soft ground wrestling. So it's just outside. They find like a soft piece of mud, like of dirt,
Yeah.
and they wrestle on it, dude. It's insane. They just throw each other on to dirt
What?
and fight outside. It's crazy.
Dude, so bit of a
Oop,
detour,
little warm-up.
but like just following up on a topic that we've covered on the pod in the
Ooh,
past.
little Drake Bell.
Got some Drake Bell news. Drake Bell claims that he was molested by a dialogue coach when he was 15 on Nickelodeon.
Oh, he's Uno reversing?
That ranks among the least surprising headlines I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, but he's Uno reversing.
He is Uno reversing.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely strategically saying that.
Yes.
He's like, I was gonna keep this to myself, but
That
I guess I might
the,
as well.
the headline picture is literally a picture of him from the court when he was getting accused of.
Yeah, not the funniest headline though.
No, not a funny headline.
Not the most humorous headline.
Yeah.
This is what Kevin Spacey should have done when he got caught.
Well, he kind of tried to do that. He's like, guys, like it's okay, I'm gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what?
Just like the worst possible
Yeah.
response.
Those are kids, Kevin.
I know you want me back.
Yeah, there was nothing about this that we found particularly funny. We were talking about the Chris D'Elia phenomenon and like how I don't know the cyclical thing, and like how if you get exposed to, like Drake Bell must have gotten. So he was always like the Lothario character in all these Nickelodeon shows, which
I
is
don't know what that reference is.
it's just like the Romeo, the like cool
okay.
guy, you know, the player,
Yeah.
which
Mr.
is a
Cool
wild
Guy.
thing. Which is a wild thing to have on Nickelodeon shows.
Well,
Like,
that's
They
like
always
the
have-
tweet
every
below
single
it
one
is
of them.
Just Drake risen up those bad Nickelodeon baddies.
exactly. Like, how is this? Whose idea was this to market to children in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's innocent. He's not like
They're just
Josh
making
is like
yeah.
knocking on the door while Drake's piping some bitch. You know what I mean? Like he's just getting innocent high school dates. But yeah, I mean, I
Ryan
feel like
Peck?
being like a child star is just really
Whoa, Brian Peck. So
recipe for disaster.
Brian Peck, that must have been Josh Peck's dad.
Oh, maybe.
Ryan Peck? Oh,
That's
wow.
tough.
Oh, shit.
Wow. I mean, Josh Peck, I guess, like, he was, like, addicted to drugs and shit. Like, 13, he was doing, like, coke and all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Josh from Drake and Josh, the goofy old guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was
That's
doing,
how he lost
was
Mad
doing, like,
Weight.
stand-up as a kid.
Yeah.
It's kind of I always I get those on my reels too, like the child comedians. And I can't help but just watch all of them. I'm like,
yeah.
God.
I'm so jealous, dude. I wish I'd started stand up when I was 19.
Yeah. 19's different than 12. Though.
Oh, for sure.
19 is a fair age. I feel like when you're 12 and you're just my little brother's really annoying. It's
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Yeah, the moment if you get on stage and you have a voice that clearly hasn't hit puberty yet, you're getting laughs no matter what.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen.
That'd be nice.
But yeah, we were just talking about
I should pull a Whitney Cummings and just have Jay say my punchlines.
Can we talk about that?
Oh yeah, her baby.
Yeah, she's been. I mean, literally since she got pregnant, she put up the ultrasound and has video blogged every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's if you're the kid, and you look back on that, would that bother you? I guess. I mean, your mom's famous no matter what.
Yeah. So. Ultrasound, I don't think is bad. I guess it depends on how personal they're getting in the life later on, you know?
Yeah, what age is the cutoff to when you stop, brazenly exposing your child for fame?
I guess when it's
But I guess the other thing is, I know people who've had kids, a good amount of girls that have kids,
mm-hmm.
and, they do the same thing, but they're not famous.
Yeah. So right. That is, I think, a mother thing, to some extent.
Or just, a attention thing, or
yeah.
I don't know what it is.
In what context are they doing it? Are they just sharing it to Facebook and Instagram to a bunch of people that already know them, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. But there's TikTok moms and shit who do that shit.
Yeah, that I find crazy.
It's Jason's been masturbating in his room lately.
Those I haven't seen,
yeah.
But I mean that would be hilarious. That would be really that I'm in support of. Is busting your 16-year-old son, just opening the door real quick, and just out of my room.
Dog filter on his face.
Just go in there what you watching?
How many hard socks will we find under his bed?
Yeah.
Dude, that's something I hadn't really considered before. Is that our porn experiences are going to be relatively comparable to those of our kids. So, for example, my dad grew up on, Playboy, I haven't talked to him about this, but, presumably Playboy, Hustler, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's when you're a kid, when you can get that, you know what I mean? It's not
Right, yeah.
It's not just readily available to browse through every single issue of a Playboy.
Right. So, if he got lucky, that's what he got his hands on. Whereas, if I had a son tomorrow, 10 years from now, he'd probably be looking at literally the same shit I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I feel
But you're looking at stepdad fuck stepdaughter. He's looking at stepson fuck stepmom.
Yeah.
That's your wingman.
yeah. Two sides of the same coin.
Have you ever heard of Riley Reid? Low T behavior from Seth.
He's got good taste. Low T behavior from Seth Rogen?
Oh, yeah. He's just one of those celebrities that likes to remind everybody every few months that he's not going to have kids.
Oh.
Which seems like a cope, but I don't know.
I don't know. You could have kids and have them be raised by some nanny and never meet them if you wanted to, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I've loved Seth Rogen for the longest time, but I don't know, dude. He's losing me a little bit. He's
falling off. You know how he lost
money? He charges so much on those fucking products that he sells for stoners.
I was literally just going to say that.
It's so fucking annoying.
I looked into those. They're beautiful, but they're $500.
And it's think about the people that supported Pineapple Express, the scumbags smoking bowls before the movie. It's they're not buying.
Dude, that was literally me.
What I mean? Yeah, you know,
yeah.
Now he's selling $80, at minimum shit. That's come on, man.
I mean, that is about... I mean, when people talk about, going Hollywood, that is about as much as I've seen somebody go Hollywood.
Kanye just put everything on the Yeezy site for $20, dude. Come on, Seth Rogen. Step up,
I mean,
buddy.
hey, maybe it looks very suspiciously like Nazi memorabilia, but that's beyond the point.
He's just sneaking in
$20 is a deal. You know, even a Jew can appreciate such a deal.
We don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, but what did you make of the whole Kanye anti-Semitism stuff? Do you think that's coming from an actually hateful place, or do you feel like he's just out of his mind?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd say
both,
it's out of his mind, but it is a bit hate. The thing with I don't know, the black Hebrew Israelites and shit, being we're the real Jews and shit. It's all right, y'all were the real Jews, but then you stopped being Jews. You know what I'm saying? Once you start talking about Jesus, it's you're not fucking Jewish anymore.
Yeah.
Jews don't think Jesus is the Messiah. I don't know. We don't have to have a whole theological discussion about it. But I just think it like makes. I'd like to talk. I stayed with one actually. It was kind of funny. Like in Alabama, I did this thing called couch surfing. Do you guys know about this?
I mean, just as a concept, no. I mean, as a concept, yes, but as a website, no.
Yeah,
no.
it's a website where you can. It's a lot more popular outside of America, but you can be like, hey, I'm visiting here. Do you have like a profile or whatever? Can I stay at your place? And you just stay at their place for free. It's awesome. I just did it in Philly. It was amazing. But I stayed in Alabama with this like black Hebrew Israelite who like I didn't realize was at first. Like he just had like books about like Israel and shit, and we're like, oh, this dude's like a black Hebrew Israelite. And I felt kind of bad because my friend and I, who were like Jewish, we were like talking to him, and we're like, his dream is to like go to Israel and shit. And we're like, oh yeah, we went to Israel. We can go for free. Can you believe it? Like, we're just kinda, he's like clearly like these fake Jews and shit.
Did you regret mentioning it to him? Did it get like testy? Or
No, he's like a super nice guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't like testy like that, but I was like, I don't know, maybe.
It is funny.
It's not gonna help
Stolen
the
Jewish valor.
Yeah,
It's
like, yeah. Is that really like the? That's what's gonna get you laid.
That's what he thinks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, the Kanye shit's crazy. It is a shame, but he's clearly out of his mind. You know, he's like, they're making the Twix bigger to make us fat. You hear about that?
That's the only thing that I feel him on, dude.
That's the only thing you believe. It's like finally Kanye's finally starting to make
finally
sense
a good
again.
theory,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about, I want the portions as big as possible. I'll take a big Twix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you don't like it, dude.
Yeah.
He's opening your eyes. Dude.
Yeah, but I don't know. Kanye's tapped, I think. I didn't even listen. I like, not because I'm like, I'm not boycotting him or anything. I don't like remove him from my playlist, but I did not listen to the new album.
Kenny loved it. I didn't like it. I thought it was. I thought it was kind of one note.
I'll check it out.
But
I feel like since like Donda, his shit's kind of been sounding the same.
yeah. Yeah, it is a funny thing. The stolen valor thing is funny when you think about like it's like half the world is hating on you guys, and then there's these people who like want to be you. It's like, which one is it? You know?
Yeah, well, because we're like the frauds. Like we stole Judaism from them in their eyes, and like we're posing as Jews, while they got their history erased. And shit.
Yeah, you're posing as Jews. All the good it's done you.
Yeah, right?
You're getting fucking destroyed by the rest of the world.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like the whole Yaqub theory.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's big amongst. That's not like Black Hebrew Israelites. I don't think that's like Nation of Islam.
Okay.
But the idea is that like white people were created in a cave by this Dr. Yaqub, and
I have heard this. Yeah.
It's pretty sick. Big if true.
I'm just like bookmarking this.
But yeah, so like it's pretty wild. Another example of whites being the devil.
Yeah, man. Whoever made that,
These
whoever
damn
made
whites.
white people in the cave, big mistake, man. Big mistake.
Yeah.
That got out of control really fast.
Yeah, you pretty much Jurassic Parked, dude.
Yeah,
if that's
Jurassic
the case.
Oh man. Well, we're about at 107.
Oh, all right,
Should we
perfect.
call it?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
we got Yaqub in there. That's
Yeah.
good. Well, thanks again to Jon Sherfey for coming out, man.
Oh yeah,
It's
you have
great.
anything?
Thanks, man.
You have anything to
Super
plug? You want anything soon?
I'm doing Jonathan Anderson's Show Me Your Bits show on March 15th.
March 15th,
And,
baby.
doing Kenny's show
Oh yeah, March 28th.
March 28th.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, boys.
And watch
Subscribe to the.
sketches, too, yeah.
Oh yeah, watch John and Davey P's sketches on Instagram.
Yes, we
They're
were
great.
hoping to also have Davey P on, but
Yeah. He's
out
out.
here
He's out
He-
doing
he
comedies.
died.
Yeah. Yeah.
all right. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Don't let them keep you down. What if I don't need it? There's something about